Warning: the following content may contain explicit language, animal abuse, and graphic details on murder scenes that may be harmful or distressing to some audience. Everything is for educational purposes and to raise awareness. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm so fucking angry with that bitch, Gina.
Hey besties, how are you? And welcome back to my shit show. If you're new, welcome. My name is Blacsiren and we're back at it again talking about spooky crimes where I practice my makeup. You're gonna see me from this to this. So how are you? How are you doing? How's everything? Let me know in the comments. And yes, I still don't have air conditioning in my room, so I have to wait until my dad goes out and the renovation stops. I feel like God is really testing me this summer. I used to like filming videos. I used to enjoy filming videos, but now it's the torture. Well, enough about me. So in today's video, our killer, he served as inspiration of so many classic movies. Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs. Anybody love Silence of the Lambs? Just me? By the way, did you know the whole Hannibal Lecter has 4 series? The first one is called The Red Dragon, and the second one is the most classic one, The Silence of the Lambs, and the third one is Hannibal, and the fourth one is Hannibal Rising. Just to throw it out there in case you only watched The Silence of the Lambs. So who is our killer today? His name is Edward Gein. Edward Theodore Gein, that's his full name. And what did he do? Let's find out. So, my skin has been fucked up lately, if you didn't know this. Ed Gein, aka the Mad Butcher, he was a necrophiliac killer and a suspected serial killer during the 50s. He was born on August 27th, 1906 in Wisconsin. He was born into an unhappy family. His father, George, was an alcoholic. Are you surprised? I'm not. You know, it's so funny. Every time I hear the word alcoholic, I think about Jeffree Dahmer. So he had jobs from time to time, but usually unemployed because this bitch loves to drink. George always physically abused him and his brother Henry and their mother. And the mother, Augusta Gein, she grew up in a very religious family that also made her a religious fanatic. She always abused her children growing up and taught them that all women are prostitutes. They're evil. They're the instruments of the devil. Like, girl, what the fuck? Huh? While going through domestic violence from George, she never considered the possibility of getting a divorce because she was so religious. So she had to put up with it. But she was on her knees, praying every single day that George one day can be dead. So she was like, God, I hope this son of a bitch can fall off the fucking floor and snap his fucking neck and never recover, live his life like a fucking vegetable. And later, they moved... Ooh. Okay. They moved to a small town called Plainfield in Wisconsin. And you know why? Because she wanted to keep her sons away from all the outside influence. She didn't want them to make any friends, talks to nobody. She was fucking morbid. So they were only allowed to be either at the farm or go to school. Back in school, they were frequently bullied because they didn't know any basic human interaction. So Ed was very shy, and according to teachers and classmates, they remembered him as having strange mannerisms. And he would laugh at his own jokes, which to me, that's not weird. I mean, I do that all the time. So I guess it's okay when you do that with yourself, but when you do it in public, people think your ass is weird. So Ed and Henry, they didn't have any friends. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. Because Augusta was like, no bitch, you cannot have any friends. This bitch was deranged. So she went crazy on Ed. Every time Ed tries to make friends, this bitch was bonkers. On April 1st, George died of heart failure caused by his alcoholism. Yeah, he drank too much. And he died at the age of 66. So the whole family was like, yeah, whatever, you were a bitch, we don't care, bye bitch. So as Henry gets older, he comes to the realization that his mom is a devil. And later he began dating a divorced woman of 2 and planned to move in with her. So Henry actually stood up for himself and he wanted to get away from this toxicity. He told Ed, you shouldn't listen to whatever she says. She's an evil woman. But to add, Augusta was the only person that he has. He doesn't have nobody. So he felt shocked and hurt by Henry. So Henry was like, fuck you, and fuck you too, I'm out of here. On May 16th, 1944, a bushfire came close to the farm, so Ed and Henry, they went over to put it out. After the fire was put out, Henry was found dead with blunt force trauma with no signs of getting burned by the fire. Although some investigators suspected that Gein had killed him. But the coroner listed the cause of death as asphyxiation and no charges were pressed. Did Ed kill him? Well, it doesn't take a genius to know that, but like I said, no charge were pressed, so he's safe. And shortly after that, Augusta had a paralyzing stroke. Welcome as a bitch. On December 29th, 1945, she died at the age of 67. And let me tell you how she died because it's so funny. So one day, Ed and his mother visited a friend named Smith who lived nearby. They were there to purchase some straw, and according to Ed, Augusta was witnessing Smith beating a dog. A woman inside the house came out. She was yelling at Smith like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you beating the dog? So she was trying to stop him from beating the dog, but unfortunately, he still beat the dog to death. And Augusta was extremely pissed. She was livid when she saw that. She wasn't pissed about Smith beating the dog. She was extremely mad about the presence of the woman. So when she saw that, she was like, oh my god, there was a woman! She was so livid to the point that she had a second stroke. Yeah, I'm confused too. But you know what? At least she's dead, and we're all happy. But Ed was devastated. He lost his only friend, his ride or die. Now he's absolutely alone in this world. And the whole house was cluttered, except for Augusta's room. Because he kept her room as what it was. He didn't throw anything out, so he can just visit her room whenever he misses her. So Augusta's death really did a number on him. He started visiting cemeteries. I know, like what the fuck? Why can't you just play some basketballs, you know? Then he started digging up freshly buried middle-aged women that looks like Augusta, physique-wise, and take them to his farm. On the morning of November 16, 1957, the owner of Plainfield hardware store, Bernice Warren, disappeared. What the fuck am I doing? That is not okay. Okay, I'm back. See, it's not easy. Doing your makeup while talking about crimes? Not many people can do it. What I was saying though. Bernice's son, Frank Warren, he discovered that the door was locked. And mind you, it is a small town that everybody knows everybody, so usually no shops is locked. And he found out the cash register was open and there was a trace of blood leads to the exit. So normally when your mom is missing and there's a pile of blood on the floor, you'll be like, fuck, this is not good. Of course it's not good, bitch. Then he checked the receipt, and remember, this was in the World War II period. All the receipts were handwritten. It's not like the thermal paper that we use nowadays. So he found out the last customer who had been in the store was Ed, and he purchased a gallon of antifreeze. On the evening of the same day, Ed was arrested at a West Plainfield grocery while another team was searching at the farm. They discovered Bernice's decapitated body in the shed. She was hung upside down by her legs with a crossbar at her ankles and ropes at her wrists. The torso was dressed out like a deer because it was during the deer hunting season, and she had been shot with a .22 caliber rifle. And you're not gonna believe the shit that they found in his house. You'll be like, what the fuck? So the authority had found whole human bones and fragments, a water basket made of human skin covering several chair seats. He put human skin, he laid out human skin as a cushion on top of the chair. Female skulls on his bedposts, both made from human skulls. A corset from a human torso, skinned from shoulders to waist. He made a corset out of human skin. And leggings made from human leg skin. You know, I was surprised they had legging back then. Lululemon was like, what? And masks from the skin of female hats. You know, he cut out the skin out of the victims. He peeled them off. He wear it like a mask. And the Bernice entire head in a burlap sack. And Bernice's heart in the plastic bag in front of the pot-belly stove. So, during the interrogation, he actually told the police. He said while he was cooking at it, he could not eat them because he felt disgusted by it. And I find it so ironic because the fact that he can easily peel victims' faces off, but he thinks cannibalism is disgusting. Make it make sense. Also, 9 female genitals in a shoebox. Bitch, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not 1, not 2, but 9. And a belt. Yes, a belt that some people they wear on a daily basis, made from nipples. Nipples. Bitch, this dude was creative. And a pair of lips on a window shade drawstring. I wish I made this shit up, but no, these were real. You can look it up online. He is really something else, let me tell you. So he was arrested, right? And during questioning, he confessed to killing Mary Hogan. Aside from Henry, she was the first victim that he had killed. So Mary Hogan, she was a tavern operator and she disappeared in December 1954. Remember I had told you it was a small town, so people know each other. So when Mary was missing, Ed actually told everybody. He said it in a joking manner. He was like, oh, he was sleeping at my place last night, but nobody actually believed him. Because in this town, everybody sees Ed as an essential, innocent guy. They would be like, oh, what can little Ed do? He can even kill the chicken. But, they didn't know that. Bitch, I'm sweating bullets. My face is wet. Like, what the fuck? And later, he was charged with the murder of Bernice Wharton. And the other murder had been left out due to prohibitive costs. And he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. He was found mentally unfit to stand trial until 1968, was later found guilty. Then he was sent to another mental institution, where he remained until he died of respiratory and heart failure on July 26, 1984. While he was there, and the doctor said he was a model patient. He was never violent, he never caused any trouble. On March 20th, 1958, his old house got burned down to the ground and he was being very nonchalant about it. He was like, meh, whatever. And that bitch is the story of Ed Gein, the Plainfield Butcher. You know, I really do feel sorry for him. I pity him as a person. Because I feel like even when he became a serial killer, he was already middle-aged, and I still see him as a child who never enjoyed a decent childhood. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and remember, be safe, be vigilant,